I want to do my part to have this correct as smoothly as possible, okay? And the one thing I have is my life experience, okay? My life experience is documented. What I went through when I was in the dangerous personality cult, everything, okay? What I observed, the way the people acted, everything. And I didn't leave that cult, you know, just on the drop of the hat. I stayed in for almost 4 years from the inside, trying to see if there was a way to reach people once their mind is so completely captured by a narrative, okay? It's really hard. I want to stress, it's really hard to reach people. Once they have a belief that they think is so true, they're willing to subject their body to extreme harm, like risk their life. And they will risk their life and risk the life of their children, minor children, and think it's righteousness and that they're doing the right thing. Oh my God. This is for all my Christian friends. We have been reading the Bible for quite a long time. And the Bible has told us that a time would come when there would be a big change. And we've all imagined and wondered what that would look like. And I could go on and on and on and explain the pattern, okay? So because I started this channel based on what I learned about the Fibonacci and how the Fibonacci is in the Bible, in the book of Genesis and the book of Revelation, okay, and that's why I wear this shell, is it can, you see, what we need right now is something that we can still trust to help us make really good, powerful, effective choices. Okay? Because we have our emotions, you know, we want to like, whoa, like, holy shit, I was just shaking this morning, like, holy, I can't even imagine what everyone else is going through right now. Okay? Like, I'm feeling this inside of me. It's actually affecting my ability to make this video. But what I want to say is because the Fibonacci does exist, and because the Bible does exist, okay? And because we have so many people that do have an educated alternative point of view on this subject matter, and that we will not comply and allow them to do this to people, okay? And we got to discuss why it's so dangerous for them to do this, okay? If they can push out every policeman and every individual in the military and in the hospital, okay, who will be blindly loyal to their lie, their narrative, and I am standing firm, okay? The people, you have been deliberately deprived of the full scientific body of evidence. You have been. You have made your decisions based on distorted propaganda. The majority of the first world has been, and it's been leading up, and they've been priming it. And when I say it's like a cult, okay, I'm not saying you guys knowingly have been following a cult. No. What I'm saying is the tools that the cults use, the methods, the strategies, how they introduce the controlling of the information and get you to lopsidedly only listen to their narrative from their church, from their literature, okay? And then they find all these ways to, criticize the opponent or the other side, which in the cults, like in the religious cults especially, they'll point out why not to listen to the Catholic Church and how evil and corrupt it is, and they'll just go on and on and on and on to discredit the reputation of anyone who might communicate or even understand how to communicate with the cult members, okay? They get the cult members to self-censor. Okay, so with the censorship that's been going on, that's what's been going on. So this is why I'm saying the globalists, I believe, are religious, fanatical extremists who believe completely that the climate change is the end of the world. That's it. And no one is going to talk me out of that, because of what I've personally seen, observed, and heard, very, very high up, hard lefts, okay, say, in my own ears. And once that happens, and the leaders of the group, so whatever, okay, so you can be in a cult, and maybe they're going to teach you good stuff, like, wash your hands and how to eat good and, all that. So just because those tools are used to influence you, they don't only use them to influence you for negative, okay? But the facts are, it is used to influence you big time. So what's happening now is all of this is coming together at the same time. What influences human consciousness and the free will? Okay? Yeah, it's an attack on, that's what it is. The emergence of a more sovereign human being. That's what this war is against, which is in the Bible. And I think that's what my videos are going to be about from now on. So you see, the Bible in the book of Revelation speaks of a time where people become a judge, a priest, and a king. Now, of course, the traditions try to say, like these special religious people are going to come on the scene and they're going to replace all the corrupt religions and the corrupt governments and the corrupt judges. No. Yeah, but no. I don't think that's what it means. I think what it means is we wake up to the fact we do not subject ourselves to any authority outside of our choice, period. We become the masters of our own spirituality, our own priest in our relationship with Creator. Not that we won't have common views with other people, but it's the only one we subject ourselves to, our free will. We become a judge, and that we act and stand by what we believe is right or wrong, despite what the majority of this insane government, which I believe this is all we got to rush and have our elections, And this rush to have the mandatory vaccine is because of the court case that got that question recorded in Alberta. That's what this is about. And they are trying to get out ahead of the facts and the truth from coming out. And the facts and the truth is there is new science emerging on the complexity of the human condition and the state of wellness and illness. Okay? And there's a business, a multi-billion, trillion, who knows how much money in the pharmaceuticals, and all connected to what we think makes us sick and what we think makes us well. And that's also something that's a pretty important topic in the Bible. This is going to change so much. We have to take them on head on. So I'm going to tell you what I did when I got excommunicated from the cult. Once I realized how they'd done it and how they capture the mind, okay? How they capture the mind, the intellectual mind, and people think they're making a free will choice, but they're not really, because they've been deceived, because all the facts and information have been distorted on purpose. Let me stress that, on purpose. Okay? It's on purpose that all these doctors, famous, we're talking Nobel Prize winning scientists here, being censored at a global level. And the court cases happening internationally. That's why the Canadian government is doing this. Okay, so what did I do? Once I realized I had done everything I could, I had wrote letters, I had meetings, I exhausted every avenue I had to try to reason with the controlling governance that manages this dangerous personality cult. Okay? And then after I had done all of that, so I respected all of those procedures, very similar to how I've already done, with making an information booth table at the school and all of that. At the end, I went to their house to talk to them personally, face to face, about it, about the topic, about the belief. I don't know, I went around for a few hours with my Bible and everything. Some of them talked to me, some of them wouldn't. And then when I got home, about an hour or so after I got summoned just like a court. They summoned me. And it is even structured like a trial. And they excommunicated me. And then I appealed it. And I did all of it, you see, because I, to the bitter end, was trying to reach as many people. And I knew, because of the gossip, everyone that was in that cult in that town was going to be talking about why I was being hauled in and excommunicated. And let me tell you, there was one single thing I said. They don't have a right to coerce the members, okay, to accept or reject a certain medical procedure. And I said, I'm not saying, if someone wants to reject chemotherapy, someone wants to reject a heart operation, someone wants to reject cancer operation, someone wants to reject a blood transfusion, okay? Someone doesn't want to take their high blood pressure medicine, okay? This is about all of it. Do you have a right to decide for your body? For anything? You have a right to smoke cigarettes. You have a right to drink alcohol. You have a right to eat shit and be obese. Okay? Does that mean it's good for you? If you allow the government to do this, they will control every fucking thing about your life, your body. Oh my God. All right. I gotta try to stay. I'm just so amazed that I had this life experience. Excuse me. Now, what's really important is what I did and what I said, okay, was that they were liable for damages. They were liable for the damages that would be suffered by every person they coerced, okay? And because of that coercion, interfered with them having an informed consent, informed decision. Now, how I see this playing out is every person now at the civilian level, if you align with this mandate in any way, and you think there's some justification to do this, you are participating in coercion, and you will be liable, financially liable. And I believe that this is prophesied in the account of when Israel left Egypt. Now, it's a pattern, so this might be a little tricky to understand, but the pattern, I believe that account is about when a society or civilization got out of balance with the service function it was meant to do and becomes the served, okay? Then there's an inevitable cascade of decline. And the citizens of that civilization more and more become subjugated, more and more controlled, less and less rights. Now, when it was time for Israel to go free of Egypt, and all the catastrophes and the plagues happened, which we could say are the side effects of the ecological damage they had done and the breakdown of their society and everything. But at the very end, it said that when they went out, the Egyptians stripped the gold and their jewels and all their precious valuables and gave them to the people that exited Egypt. I think what that is a symbol for is because that's what we're going to do. We are not going to allow this to be done. This is the generation where we break the cycle of abuse and violence and trauma, and we are not going to participate in their war games anymore. And they and every one of you who stands behind this, we will take everything from you to compensate the people who are the true victims of this tragedy at the end. And I want to tell you guys something else. All of you people who trusted, that is a beautiful virtue, that you still had that capacity to trust such a villainous system. And I would think that the Spirit of God would really value that quality. But do not allow you now to become arrogant and your ego flinching back from admitting how serious a mistake you've made. Okay? Now is your chance to come forward and do the right thing. And it's really important to do the right thing now. It's so important. Because if you don't, you will lose everything. You will lose everything. We have one chance. We only have one chance. I never expected it to come so quick. It's like the baby, you know? The baby's coming. And once this kind of thing happens, only what will endure will remain. Wow. And it's in October. Wow. Okay. I'm kind of lost for words now.